today. Um, but basically, we just taking care of his pains.
Hmm.
I'm not so. I
He's gonna.
haven't looked at his
You haven't looked at his chart then?
chart
Okay.
to really tell
Right.
you about.
No, and that's fine. I don't expect everybody to,
Yeah.
you know, so,
Yeah. So basically, we are taking care of his
Mhm.
pain, more or less.
okay.
Isn't there a
So-
way that we can get papers printed off of what they've?
Well, yeah, I'm sure we can, but without the people like downstairs being here to, like at midnight, that's a wait till the morning thing.
Yeah.
So, no, and I appreciate that.
Okay.
I have another question. Can we hook him back up to his monitors for the night?
What?
He's okay. Can we hook him back up to his monitors for the night? He's okay with them being hooked back up.
Monitor.
Yeah, like his heart rate monitor, his oxygen monitor.
Okay.
If it gives you a problem, tell him to call me, and I'll straighten him out for you.
He just we want to talk tomorrow to the doctor before we really go any further into the hospice, and because we don't know what's wrong.
Okay, so it looks like his diagnosis when he came in here, the infection that he had in his foot.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it, like? Diabetic ulcer of the right foot. Was infected enough that he went septic.
Right, I understand
Is
that.
this system-wide
His
infection?
his system was unable to withstand it and keep it in a localized area.
He's got gas gangrene
Yeah.
in that foot as well.
And the one that they took.
Yes.
Okay.
His blood sugar was high
Mhm.
when he came in. He also has osteomyelitis of that foot, and that was a diagnosis from 2021, sorry.
Yeah.
So that was already a diagnosis, and that's something that, it's in the bone,
Mm-hmm.
that can be painful.
Yeah, I know he
There's
spent.
nothing on here about blood clots, does he
I
have?
haven't heard. Yeah.
I
Well,
have
see,
it on
and-
recording.
And that was something that, I mean, I was up here the other day, and that's the reason I left, is because I really wasn't too concerned, because he looked.
Yeah.
He looked. I mean, his skin color was good. He was coherent. He was and whatnot, and nobody had mentioned. In fact, they were talking about sending him home on Saturday. So I was like, well, and then come to find out they're talking that he's got blood clots that they're unable to treat, and I don't understand how,
They do a chest.
or if I don't know.
Did they say where the blood clots?
His lungs.
They were saying it in his legs and then his legs.
Yeah. PE. Acute pulmonary.
Right, upper lung.
Can you go help him?
I think he's probably down.
Or he didn't get on there.
No, they wanted to help him.
He also has necrotizing fasciitis, which doesn't sound good.
No,
In that
that's
same foot.
where the flesh is beginning to die and kill itself.
Mentioned something here about poor prognosis, poor quality of life. I can see when the first time was they mentioned the blood clot in his lungs. had heart issues before?
Yes.
Looks like he won't leave the dressing on his.
He keeps
Like
taking
he had
he
surgery
keeps
on it.
taking the
He
dressing
takes
off
it
of his amp. Okay, I'll talk to him about that. If you guys have issues with him, if he listens to me, he knows that.
Mean business.
Yeah, he understands. When I say do it, that means you probably better do that. Because what was it? 2 months ago, he was staying up with me mostly, and we almost had his foot. That foot that just got amputated. The sores on it were almost gone. And he came home and he had some issues and got sick and was unable to care for it.
Well, no, we had him make an appointment and told us
Well, I
he'd
know
be
he-
there and never showed up.
He came.
Well, he
home
went to the
and-
doctor here when he got back,
Mhm.
and it was still healing up.
I
When he
know.
went back to Stephanie's is when it.
That's what I've been telling him. You need to be somewhere where somebody is going to monitor you.
Or at least come check on you constant.
Right.
I couldn't do that every day in Inman.
No.
Like they fucking roll. Just let him go wherever and he was stepping on it.
Mhm. But that's a mute issue at this point. So
So, was he diagnosed with COVID?
that's what they're saying. But I live in Lincoln, Nebraska, so I don't know.
I've never
assume-
seen a positive test.
I assume he probably did, just because of how contagious it is and easy to
And
spread.
supposedly
He was
where
listen.
he was saying all of them had COVID, supposedly.
No breathing problems, no coughing, no sneezing, no nothing though.
Yeah, but COVID
I get
affects
it.
everybody differently.
I get it.
That's
Reagan had none of that either, but
that damn COVID it's really a strange entity. Because I've seen guys get it and not even know they're sick, and then other guys that hell it takes them 3 weeks to even get out of bed. It's like,
Because when we stopped back there, fucking after we'd already been in the house, they were like, oh, we have COVID. Like, thanks, thank you.
So, on the 5th, the progress note on the 5th. Cavitary bacterial pulmonary opacities likely from septic embolic.
so these are
So
the
the
these,
sepsis
these are
would-
the ones that are pus filled and whatnot. Then they're the clots are infections themselves. Is that what I'm? Because I've been through this a few times, so I kind of have a general knowledge. Our family has a history of not taking care of themselves.
Septic emboli. Okay, it favors chest x-ray shows several scattered, rounded, somewhat indistinct bilateral pulmonary opacities, some of which are cavitary in nature, which favors septic emboli rather than COVID-19.
Mm.
He's
So
busy at the
he may have been
moment.
septic for
Can I
a little bit prior to even coming in. Then, if it had gotten to
I've been
that
begging
point.
him to let me take him to the doctor for over a week.
Right. No, he's hard headed. He's gonna do what he wants to do.
And I
but-
can't, I can't lift him, and he's still
Right.
sound-minded. Can't call an ambulance.
But
Yeah, so it looks like.
so
they're
so
from-
but there hasn't been no biopsy or nothing done to that to current to finalize that is what is,
I don't think that.
because I know he's done a lot of stupid shit. I mean,
I
but
don't.
and
I don't think that.
They have not done any surgeries besides his
well,
foot.
no, it wouldn't be a surgery. It would just be a biopsy where they would take a sample like
They
they did stuff like that to Mom.
They didn't do that to him.
Yeah, and there may not be a need for it. I don't know. it may be distinct enough on the x-ray that they can tell that,
what it is.
right. Because, yeah, that's what I was
CTA, which
thinking.
shows possible septic pulmonary emboli,
Yep. And
infectious disease.
I guess my question is, I wonder if there's a way, because I know he doesn't really want to die. So if there was a way that we could do something for him to, I don't know, I'll have to do some research and talk to some doctors and stuff and see.
No,
Because, I mean,
the main thing is,
he's got to
He's gotta
start
take care of
listening.
himself.
That's right. He's got to start
if
listening.
he's not gonna take care of himself, there's no,
Right. And I'm
This is just
I'm
gonna be a
explaining that to him, and he's starting to realize that maybe Nick's not a dummy. He might be 30 years younger than me, but you know what? He might have read a book or two. But
Oh, he regrets not taking care of himself after that
Oh.
leg. He regrets it.
oh, I know. And I told him it was going to happen. I said, "This is what's going to happen to you."
but is he regretted enough to where he's
Going to listen.
to,
And I think that if he's in the right
I think that
environment, that he will,
if that takes him moving to Nebraska, yeah.
Yeah.
Anything.
because he needs somebody strong that he respects that will tell him, "Look, no, you're doing this."
and he's been at home.
He's been in Inman with our cousin.
Yeah, it was his home.
He was not being watched. I asked him every day to check on them and check on his foot, and apparently they were not doing that. They told me everything was fine.
And they're young too. They may not even notice something like that, you know, because if you don't know what you're looking for and you, "Hey, John, are you okay?" "Yeah, I'm good."
Yeah.
So,
That's
okay,
Yeah,
I
I can
appreciate
see.
everything that you've told us. So,
DVT, not much swelling noted, no need for intervention, continue with anticoagulation.
But they said they were taking him off of that because it was making his hemoglobin too low.
right. But I mean, with the type of embolism they think he's got, it's kind of hard to go in and grab him and pull him out because if it does rupture, it's bacteria. It's a
Like Reagan's
abscess.
tumor. I
No,
get it.
it's an abscess. It would go in everywhere that quick. It'd be like cutting open your
We don't, I don't.
what is the nasty sac that people get taken out? Yeah, it hurts real bad.
Appendix.
Yeah, if your appendix burst, it'd be like the same thing happening. I mean,
Infection.
yeah. So, okay, I appreciate that.
You know, as far as blood clots in the lungs, we don't, I've never heard of removing them.
Right.
You
They
treat them
try to-
so that they're
so that they
stabilized
pass
and
or-
eventually go down.
Right. And if there is the only way to treat it, plus I could think of would be to
Antibiotics,
antibiotics and hope that it.
and that's what we've been doing.
Is he still getting antibiotics? Now that they. And if not, we'd like to put a request in to restart them.
Well,
Sometimes,
I would like
know
to-
they're
I
not
would-
giving-
I'd like to talk to the doctor first
Right.
before you
Okay.
just start shoving it back into him, because if it's not going to help and it's just going to prolong us, an
pain.
inedible thing and suffering, and then that's not what he would want either.
It looks like everything that he had been on that discontinued all of the antibiotics.
Okay.
Sometimes they continue to give them, and they gave him remdesivir, so he must have had COVID. That's what that's for. They have discontinued all of that. Sometimes they give it because it's a comfort thing,
Yeah.
but they have discontinued.
Okay. Do you know what time the doctor will make his rounds in the morning? Because I really need to try to make it back to work by 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, but I'm sure I can.
For only 4
It's
hours.
usually, it just depends, but usually 8:30,
Between 8 and 11?
yeah,
Okay.
somewhere in there.
Okay.
He got here at 10:30 this morning.
Well,
And they had already been here, or they hadn't been here.
She had been. That's when they got in there because I had just got here.
okay. Then I will figure something out. I appreciate your help, though. It's most appreciated.
All right.
Okay. Are you still going to get him a sandwich?
Yeah.